case you've been watching it, the polls have shrunk to essentially a tie. Trump seems to be surging ahead with a week to go before the election, and Donald has been sticking on message like a trooper, staying away from all these sideshows, and I think it's bearing fruit because the attack now is on Obamacare, and people's premiums are going through the roof. And what a marvelous, thing has been handed him, a campaign issue that just won't go away. And we welcome back from the snows of, no, not Kilimanjaro, from the heights of Mount Everest. All right, Wendy's back with us. Good to have you back.
It's great to be back. Wow, I feel like I've been gone forever. It was a long trek that we did.
Was it tough?
It was the hardest thing I've ever done. Well,
I don't know. We'll talk about it. You got pictures?
We got pictures coming up.
All right. Well, we'll look at what Mount Everest is like for the one who was over there. And I don't know. Are there any other you going for? Was it K-19? Is that the big one next? Are you going to go to any more?
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Let me recover from this one first.
All right.
Well, as Pat mentioned, Hillary Clinton is attacking Trump's personality once again and his controversies with women. And now a new poll shows the public overwhelmingly believes the media is biased for one particular candidate in this election year. Ephraim Graham has the story.
As the campaigns push to the finish line, Donald Trump is zeroing in on Obamacare, which will see premiums spike sharply next year. Trump now says he will overturn it as soon as he becomes president.
I will ask Congress to convene a special session so we can repeal and replace.
Meanwhile, Clinton is again focusing on Trump's character, saying she not only disagrees with him, but that he simply isn't suitable for the White House.
Donald Trump has proven himself to be temperamentally unfit and unqualified to be president of the United States.
She is also raising the issue of his treatment of women, trying to bring home the female vote.
I want all the girls in America to know you are valuable. You should feel good about yourselves. Don't let somebody like this bully tell you otherwise.
Trump is testing a kind of buyer's remorse tactic, urging voters who've already voted for Clinton in early voting to change their vote. It's possible in 4 states.
You can change your vote to Donald Trump. Will make America great again, okay?
Both campaigns are unleashing millions of dollars in advertising in the final stretch. The Trump campaign is spending $25 million in battleground states, including those that have been leaning towards Clinton. Clinton has raised more than $11 million online in 3 days since the FBI announced its renewed email investigation. It's the most since she became the nominee. As the race tightens, Bloomberg reports both campaigns are getting ready for a possible overtime. That is, the likelihood of a post-election battle. Both are assembling teams to monitor the polls in key states and possibly challenge some results. And while Americans are divided on the election itself, a new poll shows the public overwhelmingly agrees on one thing. They think the mainstream media would like to see Hillary Clinton win. A Suffolk University USA Today poll asked, who do you think the media, including major newspapers and television stations, would like to see elected president? 76% said Clinton, while only 8% said Trump. For now, the candidates are focusing on the swing states because the race in the all-important Electoral College could come down to just a few states and maybe even a few votes in those states. Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
Well, that poll about the media, the Washington Post, their reporters are like rabid dogs. They just have lost all reason. The same thing with the New York Times. They have lost all reason and all sense of balance and probity. It is unbelievable how far they're in the tank for Hillary Clinton. And the polls are showing it because the American people realize that that thing is rigged. So they don't like that. But another indicator, though, is sending a signal that Hillary Clinton could easily lose. John Jessup has that.
Have been falling in recent weeks, and historically, that's a bad sign for the candidate running with the incumbent party. And of course, this year, that's Hillary Clinton, who's running to succeed fellow Democrat Barack Obama. The S&P 500 has fallen about 3.5% since early August. Market analysts have offered various reasons for the decline, including concerns about the election. But others say stocks were simply due for a correction, and they expect the long-term outlook is still positive. Well, after more than 2.5 years, Lebanon has a new president. His name, Michel Aoun, a former Army general who pledges to bring change to the Mideast nation. He recently talked with our Gary Lane to discuss some of the issues he plans to immediately address.
Lebanon's new president is a former Army general and a Maronite Christian. One of Michel Aoun's biggest challenges will be stopping the flood of Syrians crossing his country's border. 1 out of every 4 people here in Lebanon are Syrian refugees, and that's placed a tremendous burden on the economy. Earlier this year, I talked to General Aoun at his home. He told me Lebanon is nearing a breaking point, and other countries need to share the burden.
We have a density of, right now, of 600 per square kilometer. In Canada, we have 4. In Australia, we have 2.
He said ending Syria's civil war is the only way to alleviate the refugee crisis. This week, in his first speech as president, Aoun pledged to keep regional fires from spreading to Lebanon. He told me a political solution is the only way to win peace in Syria, but resuming talks in Geneva is difficult.
No one wouldn't accept the other till now. They want to finish with Bashar al-Assad, and Bashar al-Assad is not,
should he be finished?
He didn't lose.
Yeah.
He didn't lose yet. Yeah. If they want to get rid of him, okay. They have to invade Damascus and get him.
Aoun has allied himself with Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. That's a concern for the U.S., which says Hezbollah is a terrorist organization. Israel will surely take notice of this reference to Sheba Farms, a disputed area of land in South Lebanon under Israeli control. Aoun said his government would, quote, not spare any efforts to protect Lebanon from Israel and liberate the remainder of our lands. We will address terrorism in a preemptive manner. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Thanks, Gary. And despite Aoun's remarks, no friction is expected between Lebanon and Israel under his presidency. Pat, back to you.
Well, he's a pretty good guy. I'm surprised he's playing footsie with Hezbollah because he's got better sense. But I guess Hezbollah is so powerful in Lebanon right now, he's got to at least tip his hat toward them. But it'd be nice to see. The old days were that there was a peace in Lebanon, and the Christians and the Muslims got along very well together. You had a Christian president that was guaranteed, and then you had from the opposition, I guess, whatever was there, Muslims or whatever, they had the prime minister, and they got along very well together. And then all of a sudden, the PLO came in there and tore the country apart, and it's been in chaos ever since. But anyhow, that's what's happening, and we wish the Lebanese, we've got some dear friends in Lebanon, we wish them well. Well, turning to health news, John's got a report here.
That's right, Pat. If you'd like to give your health a boost in a variety of ways with just one drink, try green tea. Green tea contains powerful antioxidants. Newsmax Health points out it has shown benefits in several areas. For example, 3 cups of tea can cut your risk of fractures. It can also keep your eyes strong and help fight against Alzheimer's. And men who took 3 200 milligram capsules of green tea daily cut their risk of prostate cancer by 90%. Green tea also regulates blood sugar, so it can help prevent diabetes. Pat, the power of green tea.
I take 4 this morning, 4 750 milligram extra strength green tea tablets.
You take the tablets and you also drink it. You're drinking it right now.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what they bring you.
That's how come now you can fall off a horse and not break your leg. That's what the whole thing's about.
Tell me the tablets. You really believe that?
Well, it's double strength. I mean, you can buy it at the health food store, and one's plenty, but I take 4. I like to overdo things, but anyway. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right.